Hello, hello. Hi, Emily. Hi, Brett.
Hello.
Let's have a little dance party while people get here. Miss the YMCA. Just me. Hi, Lynn. Just me, you know, kind of sort of having a party all by myself in my office. Here we go. You can open up the chat, introduce yourself, or you can have video on or off. all things are optional because that's how we roll. Everyone should be comfortable. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Oh, you're on mute. Yeah, I'm not a night owl either. I just had like a big like pump me up session in the kitchen.
Oh my gosh, you're so great.
Got Usher playing and had a little dance party to get me going because this is not my ideal time of night. Hello, Amy. Hi, Darcy. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Whoops, that is not, nope, I didn't say do that. Here we go. Let's try this again. Go back. Nope, you're not gonna do that, huh? Hold on. Hello. All right, we'll go back to that later. How's everybody doing? How was Thursday and Emily your Friday? Yeah, good. Amy, I like your background. That's really fun. Big fan. Big fan.
Doesn't entirely feel like fall yet, but it's like close enough that
yeah. Well, and you're much further north now, so yep. you can use that excuse. I was choosing between two. This one I might pull out later. But little party cats, but we'll stick with this one for now. There we go. Ooh. Give people a couple more minutes. The balloons are fun. Thank you, Brett. My mom texted that she's coming, so we can't start without Patty G. Oh, hi, Amanda. Oh, Mom is here. There we go. Hello. I'm so excited to have you all here.
You have a party behind your head.
I know. I do. I might pull out. There's another one with cats partying that I might pull out later. We'll see. Why not? Too fun. Let's see. There are a few more people that signed up. Hello, Patty G. How's the puppy doing?
So far, so good. One little accident.
Oh boy.
But yeah, we need to I might need to step out for a moment. And
she's sitting for the grand pup this weekend, who is very adorable.
Wow, I see familiar faces. Emily, Amy, Darcy.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so we're gonna well, I want to welcome everyone. I'm Becky. If we haven't, I think I know most of you we've met or at least interacted online. I'm Becky. I host Soccer Punched, which is back starting today with episode 69. Very exciting because the last 2 years there was no Soccer Punched between being in seminary and COVID and being a single parent. It was just one thing too many. So just paused that, and now here we are again, and I'm really excited to just share with you what that's all about and to celebrate. So we're going to start with a game because games are fun. So theoretically, I'm going to click a button and a question's going to pop up on the screen. When I tried it earlier, it didn't work for absolutely no reason. So if it doesn't work, we'll go old school and you can like write down an answer. Okay. Did anyone have a question just pop up on their screen? Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, so we are playing Brené Brown or inspirational movie poster quote. Okay, so we'll go through. I'll read each one of them. Is it showing all the questions or one question at a time? All of them. Okay, that's fine. Can't win them all. So we'll read through, and if anyone gets all 10 of them correct, you will win a prize, because that's fun and this is a party. So we're gonna have fun. Okay, first one. What we know matters, but who we are matters more. Brene Brown or inspirational movie quote? Just pick your choice. Okay, don't overthink it though. I mean, I tried to make them a little tricky, but it's still not tricky. Okay, are we good? Next one, 2. Here we go. Just because someone stumbles and loses their path doesn't mean they're lost forever. Brene Brown or inspirational movie quote? Okay. Number 3. Nobody is going to hit as hard as life, but it ain't how hard you can hit. It's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. It's how much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Brene Brown, inspirational movie quote. Okay, number 4. Sometimes the bravest and most important thing you can do is just show up. Brene Brown or inspirational movie quote. I feel like there should be Jeopardy music going on in the background. Do, 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 do. We've started watching Jeopardy every night, and the kids complain every night. And then by the end, they're shouting out answers. It's amazing. Love those little nerds. All right. Question number. Oh, this one didn't show the whole quote. Okay, hold on. Let me find it so I can read the end part. Oh, here we go. Okay. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Brene Brown or inspirational movie quote? All right, now they're going to get a little trickier. All right, 6. The dark does not destroy the light, it defines it. It's our fear of the dark that casts our joy into the shadows. Seven, you want to get out of the hole? First, you're going to have to put down the shovel. 8, imperfections are not inadequacies. They are reminders that we're all in this together. Brene Brown or inspirational movie quote? All right, 2 left. To see and to be seen, that is the truest nature of love. And the last one, the past can hurt, but you can either run from it or learn from it. Well, here we go. Now all the answers are starting to show up. Has everyone clicked? Everyone submitted? Let's see. All right. Here we go. First one. What we know matters, but who we are matters more is Brene Brown. Congratulations to 5 of you. 2, just because someone stumbles and loses their path doesn't mean they're lost forever. The correct answer is Professor X from X-Men Days of Future Past, which I've never seen, but it was a cool quote. 3, nobody's going to hit as hard as life, but it ain't how hard you can hit. And then all the rest of that long quote, because I cannot sound like this actor who plays Rocky Balboa in the title. Rocky movie. 4, sometimes the bravest and most important thing you can do is just show up. Brene Brown. Ooh, this one was tricky, huh? Let's see. 5, super long quote is actually not Brene Brown. It is Timo Cruz from the movie Coach Carter. 6, the dark does not destroy the light is a Brene Brown quote. 7, you all got right. It is said by Agent Rick Dicker from The Incredibles. 8, Lynn, which one did you think was a Nelson Mandela quote? 5? Oh yeah, Coach Carter. All right, 8. Oh, I'm so proud of all of you. Yes, definitely Brene Brown. 9, to see and be seen, that is the truest nature of love, is Brene Brown. And last but not least, the past can hurt, but you can either run from it or learn from it. Does anyone know what movie that's from?
It feels like The Lion King.
The Lion
but-
King.
Yes, I know. I was like, Brett, if you do not know the answer to this question.
I couldn't get to mute fast enough.
Yes, that is Rafiki from The Lion King. All right, did anyone get all 10 correctly? Oh, Amanda. Excellent. Yeah. Oh, I should have had like a clapping sound effect. That would have been really fun. Did anybody else get all 10? No? Okay. Awesome.
I really like winning. I like to pretend like I'm not competitive and I don't care, but I actually really, really, really like winning things.
Yes. No, we are all about the competitive spirit over here. Awesome. We will have another game shortly, so there are more chances. Okay, here we go. Let's go back to this. Whoops. Window. This one. All right. And whoops. That's not what I wanted either. I think here we go. This is what I want. I want to pin this. Me. I don't know if I'm showing it. Anyways, here we go. Some fun facts about the podcast Sucker Punched. It actually started under the name Stories of Unfolding Grace, and the very first episode launched by accident on February 28th, 2016. I had set it for the first 5 episodes to launch March 1st, and somehow this one was a little eager and just went on its way. It was me talking about living with anxiety and depression and how that can just make you feel really unlovable. And the kind of goal of the podcast was to share stories of different people and talking about the hard things that they've been through and how grace and peace just kind of continued to unfold in front of them. As we kept going, that title of the podcast, it felt a little too soft and a little too nice. And I wanted these stories and these conversations to be really brutally honest, and the title to reflect that. So July of 2017, I rebranded and started calling the podcast Sucker Punched, which I think is much more along the vibes of how this is going. I have had so many different wonderful guests. Some you might recognize as authors or podcasters that you follow. Others are just friends or people that submitted their stories. So there's a lot of stories going along. And again, if you listen to any episode between February 2016 and July 2017, It's called Stories of Unfolding Grace in the audio, and then it switches. As of this morning, we're at a total of 96,187 downloads, which is like really cool because it's just over 3,000 downloads away from 100,000. And that just is kind of wild and strange for a thing that I cooked up in my kitchen. And I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't even really know what podcasts were, but it felt like something that I needed to do. So here we are. So where we're going from here, if you've listened to today's episode, was episode 69, Honoring Your Limitations. And if you had a chance to listen to it, you'll notice that the format is extremely different. It is now a much shorter episode. It is about 10 minutes long, and guests will be every once in a while, but for the most part, it's just going to be me sharing my thoughts on one topic as we go through, and just like one thought about like, what if you could reframe your perspective? What if you could shift your perspective just a little bit? And how will that help you towards healing and towards growth and becoming the best version of yourself? So I'm really excited about that. It'll still be weekly on Thursdays, 10 minutes long. And the first 25 episodes are going to be on the 5 types of brave that I talk about. So the first section will be on integrity, then community, reframing failure, starting again, and affirmation. And I think it's going to be a really great opportunity to start conversations, even if it's just with you and the voices inside your head, or with the people that you live with, that you see every day, that you text with, that you Voxer or Marco Polo with. My hope is that even if it's not as much of an interview-based podcast, that it'll still be a conversation starter. And so one of the ways that you can support the podcast and my work is, hi Raya, there's the puppy. She's so cute. One of the ways that you can support my work is to subscribe to the podcast and rate it and review it. And that's in whatever podcast listening apps you use. So let's see if I can make it go to the next one. There we go. Okay, so everyone find your phone. Here's mine. Open up your podcast app. If you are not, if you're using Apple Podcasts, I recommend don't, because it's just not a great app if you have an iPhone. I like to use Overcast. It'll be backwards, I think, in your screen, but it's an orange app. You can make playlists. You can have it all organized. It's pretty great. But in whatever app you use, type in Sucker Punched. You can download it or not download it. But on the count of 3, we're all going to press play at the same time and then pause at the same time. Or you can press pause like right away. And that way, next time you open up your podcast app, it'll be right there waiting for you. Okay. So are we all good? Nope, not yet. Okay. A couple minutes. We're getting there. Give a thumbs up if you. There we go. That's what I want. Here we go. Okay. Ooh, Patty G with the fancy emoji thumbs up. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. All right. How are we doing, Darcy? Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to count down. Ready? I will go 3, 2, 1. I did say 1, 2, 3 before, but I'll go 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Ready? 1. Nope. 3, 2, 1. Play. Okay. Now you can pause it. Okay. Now I'm waiting for you next time you open up your podcast app. And while you're there, if you haven't, you can hit subscribe. Okay. Next game. I don't recommend, you don't need to stretch, but this one's a little bit more exciting. So we're going to do a little scavenger hunt. I know. Well, stretch some of your comfort zones. You don't have to participate. Like we don't like shame or make fun of people who choose not to participate, but it would be fun if you did. So I have a list of 10 things here. I'm going to say them one at a time, and you have to find them and show them in your screen as soon as you find them. All right. Here we go. All right. First thing. Do you have a podcast app? That one should be easy. I've got mine. There we go. All right, keep track of how many you get, because again, if you get all 10, you get a prize. Number 2, and you can all be unmuted. You're such good Zoom people, but you don't have to mute yourselves. It's okay. It's a party. All right. Number 2, something that smells good. Find something that smells good and show us. Ooh, Darcy, what is it?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
It's a vodka tonic.
Yes, love it. Oh, and what do you have? I really do want to know what you have, what everyone has. Oh, Brett's got a candle.
It's cut from our, I won't call it garden. Our landlords planted it before I moved in. So it's a weed.
Great. Weeds can be pretty too. I see Carol's got a candle. Amy's got coffee. Amanda's got another candle. Lynn, did you find something? Excellent. My mom went to go let the puppy out, so she is not smelling anything good right now. Number 3 is earbuds or headphones, or some of you have them in. You can get up and go find them if you have to. Or portable speakers would count. Oh, I see. All right, there we go. Look at that. Oh, and Emily's got an iPod too. Rocking the old tech. I love that so much. Excellent. We'll wait for Lynn to come back. Wait, Brett, show everyone your ring light. Look at this. For those of you who don't, oh, I see it, Lynn. Brett is a creative and entrepreneur coach, and he has centered his business around Disneyland. And so throughout their whole house, it's been Disney-fied, and it is so fun. All right. Number 4, something sweet or salty, depending on your preference. Oh, Amy's got salt. I love it. Ooh, dark chocolate covered raisins. So fun.
I can't leave my room because every room in my house is occupied by
That's
other
okay.
people. I'm limited to what's in this bedroom.
That's right. Well, it's leveled up. Challenge level extra hard. Oh, baking chips. Famous Amos chocolate chip cookies. Carol, what is that? Oh, a Milky Way. Excellent. Love that. Awesome. Okay. Number 5, a book. Yeah, Amanda, easy peasy. Let's see those books. Oh, that Hoda Kotb quotes book is so good, Carol. I love that one. Sudoku, Janet Lansbury, parenting book, Complete National Parks, Plantopedia. Oh man, I love it. I have a whole wall of books right here that you can't see because I'm in party mode. All right. Something comforting. Ooh, Lazy Genius Kitchen. I've heard that's so amazing. Ooh, blankets, the cat. Dan. I love it, Darcy. A mug. I'm assuming there's a hot beverage in there. Love it. Oh, that quilt is beautiful, Carol. I love it. I have a quilt that my grandmother made for me in my office all the time because it just makes me so happy. And Lynn has her knitting. Lynn has a beautiful knitting account on Instagram. I just love and look at gorgeous. Love to see what she's creating at all times. All right, 7, a water bottle or a cup. There we go. Look at you all staying so hydrated. I only have caffeine that won't even show up because of the green screen. Dr. Pepper cream soda, because I was really starting to lose it around 6 o'clock tonight. All right, 8, something fun. What do you find fun? Ooh, the Beekeeper's Bible. That's cool because you and your bees. I haven't seen any like good bees around lately, only the nasty ones. Yeah. Beauty Bible. All of Maverick's Disney toys. Love it. Oh, coloring. Love a good coloring book.
That's what this is too.
Oh, love it. Love it. Mom, you have to look for something fun. The puppy. Right when you walked outside, the thing they had to find was something that smells good. No. Oh, Lynn, what is that? Sorry, I keep asking you questions when you're muted.
Stamp and
Oh,
ink.
that's fun. Mission accomplished. Love it. All right. The next one might be tricky, but I believe in all of you. All right. Find something that is older than you. Oh, Mom's got a golf club. Dan. Hey, spouses count. If oh, that's is it an old tennis racket? That is so cool. Pictures, love it. What is that, Brett? A mug? Or just the figurines? Oh, salt and pepper shakers. I got it. Oh, how cool. Good one. Good one.
Maggie, you
Yeah.
just missed Pete. He just came on screen, but you missed him. But
Oh,
he's going to bed
no.
now.
Tell him I'm
Hi.
yelling, hi, Pete. I was so excited about Brett's salt and pepper shakers.
I like can't find the mute button when I want it. But yeah, those are Epcot Center salt and pepper shakers from the opening. Yeah.
That is so fun.
Wow.
Oh, Em, what do you have?
It's for my grandmother. It's my birthstone.
Love it.
I think I
That's
wore it to our
special.
prom.
Oh, cool. That's fun. Okay. Last one. Something that you're proud of. Yes, Brett and his husband have been in many Broadway shows, and they are quite the dream team. It is so fun. And I'm pretty sure that I've probably seen both of you in shows without even realizing it.
Oh, I bet that would be interesting to see. Oh,
Yeah, I know.
look at the Darn Dan and Darcy's family.
Yeah, Darcy and
Cute.
Dan's family. Oh, Mom showing off the grandkids. I hope they're sleeping. Who knows? Not me. Anybody? Oh, Lynn's got pictures. Awesome. Love it. All right, count up how many did you have and type it in. You can type it in the thing. Oh, yeah, Emily, I remember when you made that. Love it. There were 10 total. I see 2 alls so far, 3 alls. Oh man, I'm sending out lots of prizes. I'm so excited. I love sending mail. Who else? Anybody else have 10? No, a couple people, I think. Okay. Oh, that's so awesome. All right, I'm writing it down. All right, last call. Anybody else have 10? No. Okay. So Andi Kolber is our special guest tonight. She is an incredible therapist and author. She's written the book Try Softer, and she really wanted to be here tonight, but couldn't make it. But we met this morning so that we could still record something for you, even though she ended up not being able to make it. So I'm going to share that with you right now. And if you have not yet read her book, Try Softer, I really recommend it because she is just kindness all wrapped up in a person, and her book is the same. So here we go. So this is Andi and her book. Andi, I am so excited that you are here to celebrate with. Can you hear the video? Okay, hold on. I'm getting there. I'm just saying things that I only just told you. Here we go. Oh, I don't need to enter my password, sillies. I feel like a lot of times we pick up a book from a therapist and we expect it to be like personal development, good now? Hard work, dig in. Okay. And your book is like the opposite of that. Your book is like a big, deep hug and a deep breath and like a release. So thank you for all that you do. So I asked Andi here today to have a little bit of a conversation about what does it mean to honor our limitations, because today's first episode, Relaunching Sucker Punched, is all about honoring our limitations. So Andi, when you hear the phrase honoring your limitations, what comes to mind? What do you think of?
Yeah. Well, first, I just want to say thanks for having me. And I love that you're talking about this and you're encouraging other folks to think about this, because it seems, maybe for some people, it might seem almost basic, like people have limits. And there's a sense in which that's almost like, well, yeah, obviously, right? But so many of us, particularly if you have a history of trauma, but it doesn't only have to be if you have a history of trauma. I mean, we are really in a culture where we are raised to not listen to our bodies. Like, we are praised for bypassing our limits. We're praised for, going beyond what often is actually good for us. And I think there's two sides of that, right? Like, it's not to say that there's not value in discomfort, right? Yep. There is that space in which we push a little bit more, and then we experience growth.
Yep, totally.
But unfortunately, we often lose the nuance. It's like, what is it? What's the quote? It's like, if you're not first, you're last. What's his name? It's the Talladega Nights. Anyways,
there we go. Ricky Bobby, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's like this idea, like, where it totally lacks nuance, because there's so much more to life than that. And if we're always bypassing the information of our bodies in order to look like we matter or we have success to somehow retain connection or relationship with people, you know, in the short term, like that can be a strategy that can help us survive. Sometimes we don't have a choice. But when we get a moment, when we have the safety, when we have the space to step back and to say, hey, is this like what I want? Is this how I want to live my life?
Yeah, totally.
And I always think of boundary work really when we can do the best, deepest boundary work comes from a core sense of who you are, your own body's ebbs and flows, your needs and your wants and all of those things. And obviously we're not going to ever do it perfectly. But if we can set our boundaries from an internal knowing, we're setting them from a place of wholeness. And we're not doing it like it's a punishment. We're not like, oh, well, that person, you know, I need to set a boundary. I mean, it's not to say we don't need to set boundaries with folks sometimes, but the most life-giving boundaries often come from knowing, like, listen, like, here's what I can do. And so someone then asks you, hey, I have this need that goes beyond what I can do. If I can come back to the place of like, man, I would really like to help, but I can't. That truly goes outside of my limits. That gives us this framework of saying, like, it's not about, it takes it out of that space where it's like, oh, I'm bad if I don't give you what you want, or, oh, I can't believe you even asked me. Instead, it's like, oh gosh, I want good for you. But I'm not able to provide, you know, what you're
I think that right there is such a key. I talk in the episode that released today, I share a story about sitting in therapy and just being like, why can't I be awesome at everything all the time? Like, and just this, like, I'm either perfect or I'm a complete failure. And like seeing any limitation as failure and resenting my humanity, right? If we're human, we have limitations. And because I have limitations, I must be a failure. And therefore being human must be a failure, right? And like, I mean, there's some like deeper theological work and reasons as to like how we get there, but like more we could say. But how, when you see someone setting bound, needing even just the need to set a boundary because you have a limitation as being a failure, how would you encourage them to process through that?
Well, there's a lot of layers to that. And to be honest, I think one of the things that's tricky about this work is that like if like I'm sitting with someone in therapy and this is their story where similarly, like, it's like, oh man, I wish I could do everything, and because I can't, I'm a failure. What I would probably do with them is actually just with compassion begin to help them explore, where did you learn that not being able to do everything made you a failure? Like when is like the early messages, even, and if it's possible, when's the earliest time you began to feel as though if you weren't able to do everything that equated to failure? Because oftentimes a belief like that is very early and often young. And a lot of times that's about it's an internalized message, and sometimes that might come from the way we were parented. Sometimes that comes from like the system we grew up in. Like people were given lots of praise for always pushing beyond their limits. You know, like you were ignored. You were ignored if you weren't the best, but if you were the best, you know, or, you know, it's all those implicit messages that they don't even have to be totally verbal. They can be the way that your parents were with you when they could see that you were like giving 150%. But if you ever said, hey, like, this is hard for me, there were maybe some implicit messages of shame that like, I guess you're just weak in this area, you know?
Right.
It also comes from what we observe from people around us, like our parents, like mentors, like teachers, like coaches. If they might tell you, hey, it's okay to have limits, but if you see them running themselves ragged, feeling as though their value is always tied to their productivity, that's what happens. We kiddos internalize those messages. I think something like, might be off on the statistic, but something like 70% of all communication is nonverbal.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Holy moly.
Yeah, so a lot of these messages are not always like what was actually said. A lot of it is how our body experienced the messages and the moments and the early choices of when you did set a boundary. Were you, like as a kid, were you supported in setting a boundary? Were you shamed? Were you told you should have tried harder? And obviously there can be more complexity. Like sometimes that can not happen in childhood, but maybe in your early adulthood where you were in a really high burnout job where your success always was related to your productivity and you really internalize that can shift the way that we see ourselves. And so like in my book, Try Softer, what the paradox to so much of this is that sometimes when we hear these messages, it's like, let's get going. Like, I just want to fix this in myself.
Yeah. Let's do more.
And so often it's actually, this is the paradox of the work is that, and this is why I'm so grateful to hear how you experienced Try Softer, because that was my hope, is that people would experience it like a breath of fresh air, a moment to be and to be fully valued for who they are, apart from anything that they do. I often use the language of belovedness, that I really believe like we are beloved by the God of the universe, that we are imbued with a value, with value. And we can't always access that in every moment, but it's almost like we can learn to live into it. And part of the way we participate with that is by almost the opposite of trying too hard, is trying softer, and also is letting ourselves get smaller.
So how, if someone they're like, okay, I want to do this, I want to make this shift in my life and embrace that being a whole and healthy person also includes having limitations. Like I can't outwork or outthink or out perspective or out strategize my limitations. So, I want to set healthy boundaries. I want to live a healthy life. But whenever I am face to face with my weaknesses or my limitations, I start to feel that shame of just having them. How should someone, what can we tell our bodies? What can we remind ourselves in order to keep going on this path of trying softer instead of trying harder?
Yeah. Well, I think, as this is, I feel like the answer people always hate, but I think part of it is just acknowledging that it's complicated and that it's not, that it's a journey. And I say that not to say that there's not other things, because I have a few other thoughts, but the first story that I tell in Try Softer is about a client who's like, okay, like how long is this going to take?
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, like, this is so normal. I've been there when I have been a client, like, I feel that. So I just want to actually honor that. I want to honor that desire in all of us to make the pain go away, right? Like there's something in us, it's very human, that's like, man, this is really uncomfortable. How long do I have to deal with it? But part of trying softer is we acknowledge, we learn. And it's sometimes, the more complicated our stories, the more pain in our history, it can take a little bit of time, but we learn to turn towards our limitations
Mm-hmm.
with compassion.
Yeah.
Almost like, one of the things I talk about a lot in Try Softer is as we are in a place where we're feeling a little bit more grounded, where we feel a little more like ourselves, we're able to there are different parts of our brain. And when a really important part of our brain called our prefrontal cortex is online, which can only happen if we're sort of a little bit more regulated, we can do something like that's called think about thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So this is sort of a mindfulness strategy. So if you are trying to do this work and you're in crisis, you won't be able to think about thinking.
Mm-hmm.
The first step is actually to do some things that help you feel a little bit more like yourself. It's oftentimes I talk about the importance of just getting outside and using actual sensory information, like, something you can see, something you can hear, something you can touch. And that just brings us back to ourselves. And for folks who haven't read Try Softer, I go into that in detail. But once we can think about thinking, what happens is we begin to observe, like I'm holding my hand up, like if this is the pain, right? Like this is the pain of recognizing like I'm limited. I'm not going to be able to do it all. I'm going to disappoint some people. I'm probably going to try my best and it's not going to be good enough. Like there's going to be some things that are painful.
Yeah.
So like if we can hold that pain and begin to learn to sort of almost internally turn towards that discomfort. And we don't even, sometimes it's like at first, all that we need to do is just even acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Like, hi, you're there. Hey, limitations. Hey, pain.
Yep.
And I say that way because it is that process where after we sort of learn to befriend, we befriend the limitations. We befriend, not that we want to be in pain. It's just that we are. So if we can honor that, as we do that, what happens is we begin to be able to work with it.
Yep.
And we begin to be able to say, like, hey, pain that I'm experiencing, like what do you need to feel supported in this? And maybe it's like, oh man, I could really use some outside support. So I'm going to call the friend who is so good about being like, of course you can't do everything.
Right.
Like, okay, let me do that, like I'm gonna, pull out the letter I wrote to myself the last time I tried to do 100 things and how physically, like it literally made me sick because I did too much.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna remember and I'm gonna say, okay, just like someone I care about, like for me, I have 2 kiddos. And sometimes when I need to have compassion for myself, I think about them. And I think about if they were in that kind of pain, would I want them to just like, nope, push a little harder. Sorry, it's not enough.
Right.
You keep going.
Yeah.
So I sometimes recommend thinking like, who in your life do you feel compassion toward?
Yeah.
And could you, even just a little, slice of that compassion and turn it towards?
Yep. Right. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet.
Andy, I am we're not trying so to play it again. Oh. Okay. It's time for the cats. I don't know. Oh, here we go. This is how I can do it. All right. Oh no, not yet. I am going to switch over to this right here. Nope, you don't want to work, do you? Okay. We're gonna do a drawing of 2 other people to win some prizes, and then I have a special announcement. That was beautiful, Brett. Like, I am so grateful for Andy, and just the way that she shares with the world is pretty incredible. It's been pretty life-changing for me personally. So, all right, we have 360 entries between social media and all those of you that signed up. So we're going to go to random number generator. and we're gonna do max 360. So we're gonna pick two numbers. Here we go. Anybody want to do a drum roll? Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. First winner is 93. Let's see who that was. Maybe it'll be one of you. 93. Brenda, I saw you on here at some point. Maybe she got kicked off or something. All right. I'll get in touch with her. Okay, let's go back. We'll do one more. Here we go. Next one is 157. I think that is one of you. Let's see. 157, 157. Emily. So exciting. Yay. So I will be surprising you in your inboxes with prizes. And if I don't have your address, I'll contact you. Actually, I'll probably contact all of you because I do have a little something that I will send you all in the mail. Just as a thank you for being here. And hold on. Here's the other one. Ready? Are you ready? They're stickers. They're Sucker Punch stickers. They're so fun. And they have little secret hidden messages on the back that I won't show you. You'll get to be surprised. So I will send you each an email tonight or tomorrow, just so I can get your address and send you a little note and some stickers, because I truly appreciate you being here. It can sometimes be isolating and lonely work to be stuck in an office writing and recording, and to know that there are people celebrating with me is really, really awesome. So now on to the exciting announcement. It keeps disappearing on me. Here we go. I'm launching a course and I'm so excited about it. It's called Courageous Community. It is about finally creating intimate and vulnerable friendships. I've talked with some of you on here, but also different people online and at events that I've hosted about how we want to have friendships that we can truly be vulnerable and talk about the things that we've talked about tonight and the things that we talk about on the podcast. But how do you find those people, and how do you go deep enough with them to trust that you can have those deep conversations, and that when something hard happens in your life, they're not going to disappear, or that when something happens in their life, they'll trust you enough to be part of it. So we're going to talk about a lot of that. It'll be on Zoom, kind of like this, for the first 4 weeks of October. So if you sign up for the class, it'll be meeting with me. I'll also have office hours during the week if you have questions, but it's just going to be a great time to talk about friendship and kind of both challenge ourselves and shift our perspectives, that making those intimate and vulnerable friendships are things that we can do and we are able to do. The Zoom recordings will be available. So if it's something that you're interested in, but you're not sure you can make a weekly meeting, the Zoom recordings will be available, right the day afterwards. And you can meet with me during office hours or a different time during the week. I want to be available to the people who are in the course, and I'm not sure when I'm going to teach this course live again. So this is definitely a once, I don't know if I'm going to teach it live again. So at the goal for the end of the course is that you'll be confident in making new friends. You'll be equipped to build deeper friendships. You'll find clarity in when to practice vulnerability, like who is safe to be vulnerable with, and what situations and that kind of thing. And I hope that you're going to be really confident in discovering that you are already braver than you think. This course started out as something a little bit different a couple of years ago. And I'm really excited for what it's turned into, because I think that this is some really important conversations. So there is a coupon code or a discount code for $10 off until midnight, and that is only available for all of you. So you can head towards BeckyLMcCoy.com/courageous community, and all of the details will be there and you can pop in that code podcast party. I hope that answers any questions, but if anyone has them, I'd be happy to answer them. So I think we're good. Let's see. Open up the chat. There we go. Okay. When does it meet? That will depend on who signs up. I'll give the group a couple choices and then, but it'll start the first week of October and go for 4 weeks. And then you'll still have all the materials after that as well. But that'll just be kind of when we go through it all together. Because there's just something kind of different. There's a different energy to going through a class all together at the same time. And then you don't have to worry about forgetting that it exists when you try and do it on your own. And then it's a year later and you haven't done it yet. So we're going to do it all together. And I'm really excited about that. So yeah, that is for you. And I just, again, want to thank you for being here. This is definitely been a long time coming and totally nerve-wracking because you put yourself out there and you don't know if anybody is going to show up. So I am really grateful for all of you showing up. There you go. The link is in the chat for that course. And then the code is podcast party because we keep things simple around here. So again, thank you all so much for coming. I will be in touch to get your dresses so I can send you funness. And make sure that you subscribe and rate and review and share it with all your friends. I would truly, truly appreciate that. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Oh. There we go. Thanks for coming, Darcy. Whew.